So I can melt into my skin.
Welcome. Hello. May you have received all the beautiful manna of medicine in that whole little, thing of focused intention, purpose. Focus, intention, purpose. Deliberate direction. I wanted to do like a down to earth, like another like love kind of style, lighthearted reading. But when I was watching myself grab the cards that were being chosen, I was like, well, great. This could only go in one like kind of direction. And you know, why so serious? But it's not. And then I like the music part in the beginning because I feel better now. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in with Enchantress. That's me on this evolutionary, revolutionary rise of elevation, evolution, transformation, transmutation of your life. Welcome. Welcome. I am Enchantress. I am a multi-dimensional being, divinely led, guided, and protected. Enchantress the Babbler is the channeler that allows herself to be the conduit of divine flow mixed in with some human things too. You know, souls are we having this human experience, awakening to the multi-dimensional layers that you are. Are you excited? Or are you still stuck on those memes that the spiritual awakening feels like this and it's like terror? Terror on it's Kruger Street and Nightmare on Elm Street. Sorry, not saying that, you know, things don't like, you know, die out because things all simultaneously exist, but a little bit different, you know what I mean, about how the hits come in, right? Yeah. So I had already pulled at 3 cards. And it wasn't 3, I pulled 2, and then this other one just wanted to pop up out of nowhere. And I was just like, okay, we're going to dive in. And I like this one too because we're both from the book too, but also, you know, intuitive reads. I do decree. Poetess is me, and I channel free. So, however, it becomes decreed. That be the seed, you know, take with it as it resonates. This is inner attainment for your entertainment. Use your own damn discernment for your own damn life and all that you do and the decisions that you do. Conscious, be you. At least if you're visiting here, and if you're visiting here, this is a 50-50 place where people come in from all over the place for different kind of reads. But if you be on that unique, free, evolutionary decree, like you on that evolutionary, revolutionary rise, and okay, I'm beginning to address you specifically more and just letting everybody else hang around at that door, you know, and coming up casually in these conversations for educational purposes only. You know what I'm saying? So, not that they're the main characters. No. Okay? No. No. Right? And when you know better, you do better. When you learn, you be all that you gonna be. No matter who doesn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Well, first of all, you gotta like it. You gotta like you more and more and more and more and more. And these are the doors we're borning. Reborning. Borning. We're are we blinking? To born? Anyways. So, yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Woohoo! So, shadows, it shall be. And the one that I seen first was this one, the Witch's Sabbath. I was like, a coven should be public. There's something here, right? And then you had wrath. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Do you know what I mean? And immediately, boom, boom. Ah, okay. But here's where the articulation time comes in, and it's just like, okay, we're gonna give it a little spin, right? So, because we want to focus on our healthy, wealthy, stealthy, right? And we don't want to feed into the drama, not me, right? So, but you're in a incubate of an evolutionary rate that is as conscious as can be. And here you are being presented in your realities these opportunities to be the alchemist indeed that you are, to create the alchemy needed to be put into the acacia ethers, right? Because you are the gatekeeper and those kind of decreers, right? There's levels to this shit too, right? When you first start and like you be like veteran, like, because you put in the practice. I don't like to do labelings or time things, but sometimes you learn these kind of things, like a newfound respect for just the energies created before you that did that for you. Okay? Right? So, like, right, which is Sabbath, right? Here we go. Right, but I'm gonna look at the positives of all this kind of things. What's like one of the, I googled before I hit record because I heard this line then, and I was like, oh, well, this might, trigger some, like, whatever the case may be, because we gotta ask ourselves these kind of certain things, which reminds me, I have opened to a page, and it's experiencing all of your emotions is a superpower, right? Answer the following questions. The last time I felt happy. No. Okay. The last time I felt scared. None your business. But know your answer, right? All right, the last time I was surprised. No. The last time I felt sad. Now thinking about the stupidity in the world. And that makes me sad again because I got Pisces moon. And this just be like the Pisces moon and ask the aqua moon in me to, hey, we need that Queen of Swords energy to knock out these emotionalities because, we got things to do. And that's how it be. Two awkwards walking in a room, finding a solution. Anyway, because each of us are equipped with the elixir fixers, remedies, ingredients needed to perform powerfully well. You keep waking up to your awesomeness, right? What makes you think that's going to stop? Out of here. That shit only continues to grow, multiply, quantify. Why you think you just look in the iceberg? Right? You heard. The comfortability of being in your own skin more and more. This. Wow. I could be like this any given time. The way that I am, how I am, when I am, as I am. Right? So the last time I felt pure joy, now. Get into the habit now. When else? When? Now. Now. ¿Qué hora? Now. Oh, yeah. That's the only time you should be concerned with. Now. 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 You heard Shiva? Now. That's the only time you should be well acquainted with. Now. And if you're not, check yourself. Yeah. Right? So the last time I was excited. Now. I do. I get excited for a lot of things because, percolating me this multidimensionality that I be and I am accountable for, and like awaken to and excited to continue to awaken more and open many more a portal door of consciousness that exists within my levelings of, abilities that continue to grow. You see, expands, right? Because infinite is our being. You are infinite. You know what I'm saying? Saying? Hey, seeing. Yeah. So experiencing all of your emotions is a superpower. Answering the following questions. And then, so I have read that first, and then I got the Witch's Sabbath, and I got Wrath, and I got the right? Even the negatives about that, like in terms of these little cover moves, going together, and being little, like, righteous bullies, you know what I'm saying? Like, or something like, or... And this is a lot more, but you know what I mean? That was just the example that was coming up right now. But and there's just so much for all of us to learn. It's not like who's better than who knows more than what, and all this, but when you push, you get that button pressed right in your motherfucking nose. Like, hold up, okay, you asked the question, so here we go. So slow your roll. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cálmate, chica, right? Like, woo. And it's not even about pride, ego, right, or whatever. It's just placement. Period. And that's a developmental process. And no one has no right to ever knock someone off wherever they be. But don't overthrown or act like you know everything. Like, right? Just be this chaotic act sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've all been guilty of taking things unnecessarily too far because of our own toxic, distorted ways of thinking about things, that it didn't have to go down any of those kind of ways, and you could have had a peaceful way, but you gotta learn things the hard way. It's just like, okay. Okay. So yeah, right. So so like we all have like different floors to explore within our being, multidimensionality, and depending on our upbringing, conditioning, and all these kind of ways, there might, for some of us, have a lot of other kind of things to get out of the way, like traumatic ways, childhood days, or things that just was not just right, and all those things you gotta shake off, right? And heal, deal, and then get through the conditioning for real, and then let me start refresh for all, like recalibration. Okay, the tower fell, and now I'm going to pick myself up from this place. I see. Let me make my moves. Let me create my beats, right? Because it's rough out here in the streets. Right? So, right. Right. Okay. So before hitting record, it's all instantaneous. It's like putting in I don't know the names. I always forget. I know it sometimes. Sometimes I sound like a genius. Sometimes I'm like, oh, curly be the wave, right? Oh, shoot. Shoot, Betty. Oh. Open channels, right? Oh my gosh, think about all the children that are open channels, and that's
you know, and you're calling it like ADHD and all this kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Because they just really sensitive to a lot of the energies, and then they get misdiagnosed in so many kind of ways. Oh, let us medicate. Don't get me started this way. Whew, I didn't even know I was gonna go there for that second time, but you know, I just thought about it because it crossed my mind about how this alchemist really needs to open a lot more eyes. Well, what's really happening here, and what role you have to play when you engage, when you wake up in a non-prideful way. You gotta rip that to the shreds, down to the T. And that was the question. And remember, because we each all have a story, right? I'll be sharing mine as I continue to open up, guys. It's been a long, unfortunate time, and I'm in the placement of alchemy to share openly certain kind of things. You know, not everything. I'm not saying all of that because I still won't be private as can be. Like, mind your business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not over there trying to find out your business in any kind of way. You know, that we all think we can not you can't on certain kind of energies unless someone gives you permission. You know what I'm saying? Everything else will be not permitted for omission because it'll be not accurate. Right? Nah. So, right. So, misinformation, distorted sensations, get on your alchemy vibration. Right? And so, anger be that vibe. And it's one that burns inside. It's one of the earlier transmutations that was rage for me. I was angry. That be real, right? Just wrath for real. And energy fields that cycle for real about the unfair deal or the injustice that one must atone to rise from and grind from and be charged from. Is conditioning fun? Sounds like a lot of work, hon, right? And so, the question was, listen, no shoot the messenger, okay? I too got a lot to learn. I'm forever a student in the classroom, forever learning from everyone, no matter what age, range, place, whatever, human, animal, spirit, portal, dimension, like, you know, ghost, whatever, you know, those inanimate objects. I'll say this, I learn from everything, okay? Never bored. But, and it's still true though, like when I really think about it, like think about what you upset about, whatever it is, and no matter what it is, no matter what it is, when you get to the roots of the real anger, rage that has built up for some time and it's in your cage and your hive, when you get to the root of that anger, that will create a change or not. Depending on who you are, where you are, and what you are woke to, right? That'll be up to you, right? But whatever you're most pissed about, chances are when you get to the root of that pollute that has grown and expanded and is you mad at yourself for something that you have yet to, like when I get to the root of, like, let's say you have an argument with somebody, like a little mini argument. I'm talking healthy, okay? Like a disagreement, and it doesn't sit well, right? It doesn't sit well. Hold on. Whatever. So, like, you get into a disagreement with somebody, and let's say they're in the wrong, you're in the right, okay? Let's put it in that dynamic. They're in the wrong, you're in the right, or whatever. But they don't apologize, or whatever the case may be. So, you build up over time this even more hurt feeling or anger inside because this person doesn't even apologize or something, and you were right. Like, that build up there, like, granted, and all this kind of be, they might be the trigger, they might be the cause, and all this kind of stuff. But that lingering cause, when you get to the root of that crescendo of something, it's mostly frustration towards yourself for not acknowledging something else about how you feel, about whatever else that triggered, that created this holding on to. And chances are, when you can figure out that question of a line of thought of saying, it will shift your perspective about a lot of other kind of things. And you can explore your answers about a lot of things we hold on to, sometimes just out of behavioral patterns and conditionings that have taught us how to do these things, do these acts of examples of conditioning that are set before us that we have to use as our template to go off of, and the fish swim with the flow, right? Kind of thing. And so there might be a lot of that kind of energy going through some that are resistant to emotional triggers, that they would rather point their finger instead of dealing with how they really feel about a certain something else that they have to further deeply explore in terms of figuring out the fuck is their problem. You know what I'm saying? Deeper than that. But it's not being insensitive, right? Sometimes we can get so caught up in our righteous act that we condone within ourselves certain kind of toxicities. And then you already convoluted the mind to justify what you're saying and feeling at this time. But deep down, you know it ain't right. Because you don't feel right unless you're just sadistic and enjoy wreaking havoc and pain and causing those kind of disrupts in those kind of ways. And if you're that kind of person, energy being, then that's something else, like psychotic, you know what I mean? Even most people that come up in here, even though 50-50 be the real, and some come up in here for different reasons and different fields, you're a person for real. And even if you may not be in the alignment of alchemy I wish you were in, like, you know what I'm saying? you're not exempt from evolution either. So who am I to stop your growth by casting a judgment upon you, by saying your inability to grow or change or shift? Like, that's not me. You did what you do, and you do what you do, right? But like, that wrath is on you. You know what I'm saying? So anger has a way of teaching us that maybe we need to go into hermit mode, right? And like sort out our true emotions, right? Because creating any kind of distorted illusion amongst others and stuff like that because of your own personal wrath and inability to check yourself, right? There's mirrors. That was the third card that like flew out that I didn't see and I didn't read either. Yeah, so right, so sorting through anger, frustration, like you can speak of injustices and right, okay, but how can you not be passionate about an injustice or whatever the case may be? But if you're also passionate about spirituality, evolution, and energy, then you gotta work like a conscious creator, alchemist, being, putting all the equations together and seeing how it can be coexisting and creating the proper mathematical equations to create the proper components needed for whatever's being created. I know, because we get their goal. I don't know this number. Hold on. Oh, that's 14. Sorry. Mirrors. Just taking ways to figure out. Right. The idea of seeking ways to view our own reflection image is as old as humanity itself. Humans use the surface of water as a kind of prototype mirror. I love this. So, like, I've always been drawn to do like weird things into a guide, and I've always been drawn to certain kind of elements in my life, and I understand that better now as an adult. You know what I mean? But when I was young, like, you know, I used to like fire and I used to light up things and do a lot of candle meditation and water, mirror and different things, you know what I'm saying? Which is interesting. So, right there, obsidian, before polished obsidian, right? Yeah, I have that too. Okay, anyways, prophets such as Nostradamus and Cagliostro, believe that one. Future. Okay, mirrors have been used as signs and are related to many superstitions and mystical stories. According to some researchers, one is possible to see the past in old mirrors that have always been kept at the same place. If you see things here in the 3D with your physical eye on other surface things, I don't have to explain more. If you do, you know what I mean. To know the materials are infinite too, in terms of how these things show through, shine through, come through, right? So in this evolutionary growth of our lives, one thing I've learned from a harsh environment and overly critical of just even myself and practices and things, and like my own compilations that are like bits and pieces of so many things from everywhere, you know, and what resonates with me and all those kind of things, and just having faith and infinite, you know, belief and something greater than all that we think we can see or ever perceive from this vessel, you know what I mean? But to be open to expansiveness and more, you know? I don't want to close that door through the human ignorance, you know, of not knowing better, you know? So, what was I saying? Embarrassed. Oh, yeah, see, whatever. So, for those that know what I'm talking about in regards to that, you know, there's a lot of, I would say, misinformation, because a lot of it is all valuable information. You just have to read with an open mind about the multidimensionalities that exist in everything, including what you read. You know what I mean? And how it can apply to you multidimensional in every kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And the stuff that you learn along the way and useful can be your way, but old souls and just time here on earth has created, especially if you've been, you know who you are and you know how you've been. So it's like no more having to prove that to anybody. Like I know my lifestyle, whether somebody wants to believe it or not, and how long something has been the way that it is. Always and forever. Each moment with you, it's just like a dream to me. That always came true. I don't know. But anyway, so the Moldavite people. If you are in the loop, then you know, because in my last video I speak about the Moldavite people. Are you a Moldavite people? If you want to know what that means, go watch the last freaking video other than this one, and maybe I'll link it here in some kind of way. But yeah, check that out to find out if you fall under that category, and don't try to make it fit if it doesn't make it fit. But you know, this is entertainment for your entertainment anyways, and still either way, Moldavite is a wonderful experience of transformation, transmutation, elevation, evolution, in a very interesting way. So, yeah, it's the video before this one, whatever this one's going to be titled. But addressing the Moldavite people, right? You guys master alchemists, art. I don't like labels. I don't like saying, because it's infinite. We are infinite. Like, you could just share little highlights of what is existing now and stuff like that. But the work, these beautiful souls, right? Evolutionists, spiritualists, right? Alchemists, that truly have mastered certain levels of emotion in terms of finding the mathematical equation that is proper for their component, so that as they address and approach and go through each stages of their lives in all different compartments and ways, the activate of the way has been long-standing in every kind of way. And it even took you so long to acknowledge that. That's how much you suppressed, oppressed, and took the energy from the externals of out there that didn't want you to see that for yourself, and called it humbleness, ego, check. And all the things you didn't celebrate for yourself in the way that you should. With many accomplishments, no matter what the size. Acknowledge, even if you wipe your ass right one day. Hey, that was a great way. Good job. Sometimes I praise myself, right, when I actually, because my daughter's all about, like she's more high maintenance in terms of, like, care. Like, for me, this is, like, I feel like my tomboy energy of, like, I don't do all those kind of girly things. Even as girly as I can seem or appear and all this kind of stuff, I'm very, like, I get ready fast. No matter what I look like. Believe that even if it takes me long to, like, get ready because I'm doing other things, understand it's not that I take long getting ready because I'm taking long getting ready. No, if I take long getting ready, it's because I'm doing 100 million things in between getting ready while getting ready. So that's why I'm still on that. Not because I'm getting ready. Even when I do my hair straight, and I don't really let nobody touch my hair. I do my own shit while my daughter cuts my hair. Right? So, and I don't put, I put my own oils and stuff like that, and I don't really, anyways, that's not what this is about, but yeah, I let my hair out. But, what was I saying? But right, so, the position of your own transformation at this moment in space and time is in the position of empowerment power. It's getting solidified more and more each day as you awaken to the awesomeness that is you, because nobody's cooler than you. Your answer, you in the room, is like, hey, oh, hey, oh, and then the other people, no more paying mind to the other energies of like, oh, the she thinks she is me. What the fuck? Anyways, right? So, right, it's the mirrors, right? So the mirrors. Hold on. Illusion, delusion, unwillingness to see, right, your shortcomings, reflecting as aspects of human behavior. As you sow, so shall you reap, right? So, right, anger, be the bite for some, and I, you know, as much as some will, you know, get it. I'm glad that you're here, even though you don't like me. Even if you don't like me, I'm glad you're here because you're receiving the manna that is evolutionary for you wherever you are on your journey, and it came from me with love. So I love that. You know, there's nothing any of us can do about that because it is what it is. It's like set into, like, just, it's just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Great. So, and I hear Lauren Hilliard. How you gonna win if you ain't right within? Burping through chakra clearing. Good. How you gonna win if you ain't right within? How you gonna win if you ain't right within? How you gonna win if you ain't right within? Think again. Right? So that's what we're here. To be supportive, loving energies for evolutionary growth. To have the support that we don't receive from others in this world, even when we don't feel like we deserve it. Because we do. So it's like for me to get over my own ego and still help a sister out anyways, even though the bitch trying to play me. Because it's the right thing to do. And it's cool. I get it. So give me 5 minutes first. Right? It isn't loving support or just, because we didn't have that. That's what I want, right? That's what, I think about that. I tell my daughter the same thing. I'm like, I want you, my only ask and desire and want is for you to give the same evolutionary experience to your kids of multidimensional full support until they're ready. Like, always. That is just no, and that guided and protector hop the fuck off, So, movement, choices, decisions, universe, positive movements forward, right? Moving on from things, people, places, and ways of operating and doing things. Addressing the elephant in the room is what they say. That's the line, the pink elephant in the room. I think a pink elephant will be so cute. Ebony too, she's singing over there. Ebony. So, right, emotional withdrawal, right? It's okay to want certain things that have been conditioned into our life experience to be judged as, oh, that's not being humble, oh, that's not spiritual, oh, that's not this, that's not this, that's not this. And, and sometimes we find ourselves, if we check the opposite energy of the thing that we're feeling, or we check our energy spaces and what we're really feeling about certain kind of things, but we all, because, I feel unheard, or I feel not, received, or, believed, or, whatever the reason be, whatever that causes us to emotionally withdraw and tap out and, adjust these kind of things. But, and it can create a tougher exterior and all this kind of stuff. But until we heal the deal, and it starts with the feel, it's always going to be a temptation that's real. So, your evolution, if it's coming up now, it's because you are equipped to deal with the fucking shit already. Right? And now stop looking at it like temptation island and look at it as conditioned island, and behaviors, patterns, and conditionings that you are now addressing. And you're seeing from a conscious perspective that you are in your now space, and so none of this other old shit that comes up that you are now just adjusting and seeing it for what it is, and your participation in that shit. And then, is this how I want to continue to act? Or do I change this? Is this going to be my facts? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so you just, learning your system for yourself, granting triumphant success. Like, come on. That's just how it be. Period. Right? And so, like, this spiritual union, this power, right, starts with you. If we feel unheard or like not understood even in a relationship you're in, that can make one to feel a little saddened, and like more determined to be great But what's the drive that you're ignoring at this time that's causing the ignite? That is also the feeling, being deprived, that you need at this time, that you might have not acknowledged or brought to light, that will gift you more insight, you know? It's okay. No beginnings. New beginnings. Right? Triumph. Right? New beginnings. Triumph. Right? So beautiful. Triumph over. Right? Over heartache and loss. And the stay in the loop. Eat the fucking mana, eat the fucking mana, eat the fucking mana, stay in the loop. Okay, right? The heartache and loss was a couple of videos back that I spoke about addressing the heartache and loss aspect of emotion that you're ignoring in some kind of way so that you can address the pain, so that these new waves of creation and manifestation align with your truth at this time, right? Like, don't allow yourself to be blind by the night, and don't allow behavioral patterns and conditionings and unwise choices, to be the acts you fool yourself with and just further frustrate and anger yourself, because you know that that's not what you want to do. Like, if you do something and then kind of regret the action, you don't want to do that. It was spiteful. Okay? Own that shit. I could be a brat. I pout too. I be pouting till I get my way. And I giggle and get my way. Milky. Tinkerbell. Seriously, I used to resonate with her a lot. Rejoice in celebration. Like, so wisdom. Okay. So you're acting in wisdom, right? So it's one thing to know shit, and it's another thing to be wise from the shit that you know. If you don't apply what you know, you can know a lot of things and know shit. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting. It's very interesting because passion ignited. Things are taking flight. Heart chakra blast. Open, rejoice in celebration. Right, passion ignited light. Right. Oh, I said I wanted to do long too and all this kind of stuff, and now I'm hearing it too. But I think I'm gonna separate the videos and things like that, because this was for the tarot shadows and stuff, and I think love should be another portal to really open, in terms of this romance, tarot land that wants to come up, and it sometimes comes up kinky too. I enjoy those. It makes me giggle because I see and I'm like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? These two, the destiny, the breed of seed that you are, and getting out of the mental conflict that you might be experiencing, and helping you to choose wisely for yourself, and full awareness for yourself, so that you may have your fulfillment of wishes. That sounds good to me. all I gotta do is I gotta think, stop, and whoa, let me check in with my divinity and make sure this is in alignment with me before I go acting crazy and, do stuff I can't take back or feel bad about, and then I gotta transmute that too on top of all the other pollute that I'm trying to uncondition from my conditioning too. And it's just like, okay, I understand the work that is required. But do I need to be argumentative with everybody who's not here to fight you in some kind of way? But you understand the resistance, the hardening. It's like coming into a new territory. It's like you gotta prove yourself to a certain kind of. You don't prove yourself to freaking nobody. The only person that you're fighting against is yourself. And Moldavite people teach that to other people a lot. It's like, hello, karma, right? But it's not. I don't even like to use that word. I'm just like, oh, you're gonna get your karma. That sounds spiteful to me. I don't be telling people that shit. It is what it is at the end of the day. And you be like, listen, we all reap what we sow, or things like that. Like, I can say it in that kind of tone and things like that when I'm speaking very generic and educational. But me personally, when people trying to I'm like, oh, it's like, you did this to yourself. Why are you hurting yourself? Stop it. Right. So coming into your firm foundation, your power, your center, your core, like your unfuckable nature, right? That comes from your own personal spiritual union, and then that of maybe a relationship too, if you're not already in one, right? But this is going to come from your solitude as you go through these layers for your destiny activation that is happening now, always now at this time, right? Because you are the light shining bright here. So it's up to you to choose wisely here. Right. So check how you feel. And don't front about how you feel. And dive into how you feel. Why do I feel this way? Why does this person make me feel this way? Why does this person annoy me? Why does this person irritate me? Why am I annoyed by their thing? What do I think? What is it that I'm telling myself that they're doing that I like? Where is this coming from? When did this start? Like, is this predictive, like behavioral pattern self-sabotage, or is this an actual, like, and it's just, it's not about mental conflict. You don't want to go through the layers of the mental conflict and all this kind of stuff. I understand that, but then, don't be upset when you're still in the same position, even if it's a different person, place, or thing and scenario later until you do. Especially if it's already causing such emotional reactions from you. Neil. Hold on. Sorry. I'm mentioning on something. But yeah, so I'm excited for those of you on the precipice of getting through the transmutation part of whatever bitter seed of tainted thing that has been left unaddressed by you, or you're something you're holding on to, or even if it's a mindset, you know what I'm saying, about certain kind of ways of being, seeing, doing, thinking, that causes this anger, this bitterness, disappointment, to still, even if you're doing what you need to do and whatever is still there. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited for you, because then you can join me in joy. Like, real joy. Right? I'm not bragging. I'm smoothie. So, but I accept my smoothies. Justify it. We all can justify it. But really being like angry, I know what it feels like. It's not a good place. I don't wish that for nobody. So I'm here to help. And that's how I gotta be. Because you gotta get through those like dark mirror tarot shadow energies that only you can decode and transform. You know? Yeah. I picked this up. Listen, it's one of these late nights and stuff like that, so for fun, if you are still here, I will do the love and romance journey. I know it's like an odd mix to go with the tarot of shadows and the other ones that I use and all this kind of stuff, but it is what it is, because I am not going to be doing another recording, because after this, after this, I'm going to not be recording again, for sure, for sure. You know what I'm saying? So, that's funny. Tired and standing. Wait. So, okay, alright. Shadow. Winter. Okay. So, we're in winter now. Or this could be next winter, depending on where you are in your journey. Okay, winter. Spring. Spring is approaching, right? I'm tired and standing. So, you got this, like, partnering couple, masculine, divine feminine energy here in the winter. Having some test of time, right? And spring here is activated out loud, right? So this purge and release is happening here in terms of walking away from that which does not serve you in some kind of way, right? Because we get honoring the sacred connections. Full moon fortune. Right, frustration. Okay, so back to the tarot of shadows, right? When we were talking about Ra and it's coveting. I'm trying to add and just these the releasing of that which you hold on to that creates this energy of like anger, frustration, bitterness, upset, disappointment, and things like that. And it could be since now we're going into the love and romance journey, take with this as you will, don't make it fit if it doesn't fetch and fit. But either way, whether you're single or coupled or something, maybe even if you're single, maybe you're like already like tired of standing like without a partner, and we want one. And even though you're on your evolutionary like spiritual uplifting journey and you get it consciously and all this kind of stuff, still a part of you is disappointed and feeling like maybe, and depending on where you are in your evolution of thought, like you could be like even self-sabotaging a future time by thinking that this can never happen at this time because of like where you are in life, or things like that. So that's where you're at in this winter. Or you could be tired of standing, and this could be a multitude of different kind of relationships. You could be with somebody, a partner, and maybe there's like a stalemate, or something that keeps you from going more, like I hear healthy, because I don't want to even address any kind of stuff, but I did hear it, so I have to say it. But like like somebody that's having an affair with somebody, like you're tired of like that waiting, or being like a mistress or something like that. Like so this is a 50-50 place, right? So purging and releasing, walking away, right? And the sacred connection that there's a lot of frustration now for, right? But inner child wound healing, right? Inner child wound healing, like lightening up, letting loose, right? right? Not accepting certain kind of mass offers at this time. Don't be, right, getting into like the understanding, overstanding of certain kind of behaviors and patterns and conditioning that have been fed onto you, and how you have adapted to that too, right, from your childhood too. So what is being brought to your attention now about where you can see, identify this identifier tag that comes from another once upon a time that at that age or evolution that you were, you interpreted it however you did and wherever the state of mind that you were in, and it's just been part of your conditioning that is now being uprooted so that you can see what is this inner belief of conditioning that you have instilled in yourself from this childhood experience, right? That has created the atmosphere of acceptance and, like, toxicities or behaviors or people in your life that you're now identifying and seeing, so that this no longer applies. You know what I mean? Because evolution be we, me, you, right? So, yeah. So what about this master offer? Freedom. Freedom. So, hold on one second. So, because this is the way that it is, and I like to be multidimensional in every kind of way, I don't like to just address like certain kind of relationships like that. I like to go multidimensionality, this longing feeling. So, if there's anything like even just in terms of financial stability, in terms of partnering, relationships, career, wherever it is that you're at, my dear, in terms of whatever you're tired of standing, like struggling, like, or going through challenges, or medical concerns or health issues or mental state issues, and you're just tired of standing and accepting like this half-ass bullshit and stuff, right? um spring spring to freedom, purge and release. This is your opportunity to really use the consciousness that is you to walk away, purge and release, and do the things that you need to do for you, the sacred connection that is in you, or this relationship too that wants to be born into. But freedom must be from you, right? Setting yourself free, purge and release, right? Tapping into the leveling of understanding your emotions at this time, right? Traveling through your own akashic records at this time to understand things from a new heightened perspective, right? So, right? So, right? Caution about engagement, right? Caution about engagement, whether it be with someone, right? Because you're working on your balance, you know what I mean? So, like, caution with engagement, right? About your personal engagement with certain kind of things, and your personal engagement, your involvement with the energies that you bring to the table. That's how I'm really receiving that. Like, in terms of caution with the engagement that you choose to express, because you be pressed. And it's not like, it's checking yourself before you wreck yourself, period. That's all that is. When you're going to be surrounded by people that support your toxic, like, thoughts, behaviors, and gossiping ways, or about how you choose to word certain kind of things and wonder why it never goes away. Like, to say, okay, yeah, I'm participating in that kind of way, then that sounds like succubi vampiric, and just, I guess, y'all all in the same abyss of, like, same bowl you stir from, you know what I'm saying? Either way, making the effort. Getting into these harmonic energies that are here in support of you with an actual soulmate too, right? Because of the effort that you put into you, right? And the way that you just release all that is blinding you to certain kind of things and any kind of abandonment issues that you might have, right? Releasing these kind of things, because there's a reunion happening here too, right? That is delicate at this time. I'm sorry. It's delicate at this time because final move. with a soulmate. Make an effort. Don't be stuck in your own mental entrapment, right? Which is old conditionings and behaviors and patterns and ways that you're just accustomed to being, right? This dark night of the soul kind of feeling that's freeing you at this time. If you just allow yourself to partner up with those that you are encountering from a love supportive energy, no matter even if you don't like the lesson or the class that's being presented at this time, that we're all a part of. Different classrooms, talking about different, awaken different teachers. If you're here, you're a teacher too. If you're here, you're a student too. If you're here, you're powerful too. You know? That's what we do. This magnetic connection. Alright, that goes to a different kind of line, but yeah, I really have to go at this time. Continue to be the light as this passion of you in you ignites, right? Really take a flight. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is your opportunity to say hi to me. Hello, how are you doing? Did you like it here? Did you grasp anything? Did I forget not to say something that I was probably in the middle of and I was like, what did I say? If that was, and if it's true and there's something lingering in some kind of way, please do let me know in the comments below so that I can know and I can try to see what words that I was saying, if I can continue it in some kind of way. But if you do, subscribe and stay into this kind of a line and hit that notification bell, then you'll be alerted to every single time and you'll be in the loop even more so, because I do always continue many conversations from previous videos at later dates at random times, because it'd be like that all the time. I'm channeling divine. Right. I'm also follow me on Instagram at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESSS, me, the one and only Enchantress on Instagram. Well, thank you. Also Witchy Utopian, right, on TikTok. That'd be me. You can say hi to me all there too. Enchantress D Babbler here on YouTube. Also Anchor and Spotify. Yeah, you can just type it in Enchantress D Babbler. That'd be me. And you can hear my podcast, for free. So that's beautiful. And you can also visit witchyutopian.com, my website, which is a wonderful sacred space of wonderfulness that you can join for free too, and stay and receive intuitive emails from me. It is an online mom and daughter, metaphysical shop that offers product services plus so much more. witchyutopian.com. Everything is handcrafted and dope too. You know what I'm saying? I make a lot of different kind of things. Spiritual home decor as well, with my wands and stuff and bracelets and things like that. So and whatever I'm in the mood to make, it's all limited editions of stuff, because I might be making bracelets this month and next month I'm like, no more, and then another month, yay, and then another month, nope. That's how I like it. So we get it all the time. I love it. Neo. Okay, anyways. Fulfillment of visions fell out. Hold on. So, truly, one of the big messages I'm being asked to, just, really reiterate and say, this is not to point fingers or to, try to trigger those that it might trigger in terms of addressing emotions that are not comfortable to feel, but stop projecting for real and get into your own feelings about why you feel the way that you feel and stuff like that. And it's for you. It's for nobody else. And you'll be happy that you did once you do. Alright. Until next time, love and divine alchemy to each and every one of you.